Greetings, comrades. Hope this finds you well. Biden. To say Biden. Obama, Biden, Bernie, all them warmongering pieces of junk, pieces of shit, frankly, at least when it comes to this, that's for sure, need to shut their fucking mouths when it comes to Libya, a country that back in before the US and NATO led war that absolutely devastated that country had the people there had a very high standard of living. They had free education, health care. There was really good infrastructure and irrigation. And Libya under Gaddafi, their standard of living went way up. The literacy rates went way up. Just the quality of life for the working class people there overall went way up. Libya wanted to chart its own course. It wanted to get together with other African countries and create a currency. And well, the West, particularly the US, couldn't have that. You got to be under the thumb, under the boot of the US empire, and if not, there's going to be dire consequences. So they helped absolutely wreck and destroy that country, which to my knowledge still does not have a functioning central government. 12 fucking years later, there's people being sold into fucking slavery. Was that shit happening under Gaddafi? Fuck no. Fuck no. So they need to shut their fucking mouths when it comes to Libya, unless it's to try to be absolved for the fucking war crimes that they committed on that country. Otherwise, shut your fucking mouth. But here's some of the shit they've been saying without any. When they or their team put these tweets out, do they not see how completely just hypocritical and just wrong on a basic moral human level it is to talk about the floods in Libya, which are very sad and tragic, and tens of thousands of people have died as a result? But how many fucking people died or were displaced from their homes during that fucking US-led war in 2011? They still don't have a central functioning government 12 years later because of Obama, Biden, Bernie, all the other warmongers who supported that completely illegal and unjust intervention. But they have the gall now to talk about the floods that are going on there. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. So let's see. So here's Biden. Jill and I send our deepest condolences to all the families who have lost loved ones. How about all the lost lives, too many lives cut short due to the fucking intervention, the war that you supported there, the absolute fucking ghoul. Same with Obama. Obama's doing the goddamn same thing. If you're looking to help people impacted by the floods in Libya, check out these orgs providing relief. I mean, just the absolute hypocrisy abounds. I don't always order drone strikes against children, but when I do, I make sure I'm wearing my Nobel Peace Prize. I believe, well, there's probably more than one case he's talking about. Anwar al-Awlaki, who was murdered, extrajudicial killing by a drone strike that he yeah. And there's that fucking ghoul, Clinton, saying, we saw, he died, in reference to Gaddafi. Like, if there was truly international rules-based order, as all these ghouls in Washington like to talk about, you'd be in the gulag. Obama, you'd be in the gulag. Biden would be in the gulag. Bernie would be in the gulag. Come on. It's supposed to show also, like, the Nobel Peace Prize means absolutely nothing when they award it to a war criminal um, like Barack Obama. Here's here's Bernie. Um, here's Bernie, the great sheepdogger in chief. Come where them have the numbers are quite a bit higher. Yeah, how about the war there that you supported and you're calling Gaddafi a thug and a murderer? Hmm. Where's that same level of fucking heat towards Obama, president of the country that you fucking live in, you pig? Sorry, that gives a bad name to pigs. Pigs are kind and gentle creatures, and they don't bomb and overthrow, you know, leaders of different countries because they're not willing to go under the boot of the U.S. empire. Pig would never do that. People do. NATO deliberately destroyed Libya's water infrastructure. Yeah, and again, you think this many lives would be lost if Gaddafi and that, the socialist program was still being operated there? Of course, fucking not. Of course not. But he had to go, right? So here was Sanders back when Obama was in office. This was in 2014, update in 2015. So look at Biden or Bernie's qualms. I can see Gaddafi as a thug and a murderer. Okay, look at the semantics here. He's not upset about them bombing the shit out of Libya, basically turning the country into rubble, into a still lacking a central government 12 years later. He's just upset, well, we didn't get approval to go do that bombing and destroy that country. That's what really pisses me off. So look at we'll see. I mean, God, I still can't. I mean, I can believe it because my political evolution was still ongoing. Can't believe he supported him. Um, he was just worried about how long we're going to be in this war with Libya. No, the correct position. We don't need to be at war with Libya or Afghanistan or in Iraq or Syria or sanctioning all these, a third of the world, Russia, DPRK, Cuba, um, Iran, sorry, Venezuela, Nicaragua, etc. Oh, good, great. The more you look back at Bernie's record, the more his imperialist worldview really comes through. And before we end the video, let's just check out this article by Richard Medhurst from a few years back, showcasing what life was like in Libya before the U.S. and NATO committed these war crimes against this, what was then a very prosperous country. From thriving nation to failed state. During his 42 years in power, he increased the country's literacy rate from 25 to 88%, obviously along with the help of a lot of other people, but free healthcare, free education, high standard of living, electricity and gas were cheap. Countries guaranteed strong social safety net and welfare program. 90% desert. Brought fresh water to all Libyans for consumption and agriculture endeavor, which he succeeded. He built the world's largest irrigation project, the Great Man-Made River, in 1980s. It provided 70% of all fresh water in Libya, the eighth wonder of the world, costing over $25 billion. The project was entirely self-financed without loans or credit from foreign banks. Libya had grown to be a very wealthy country and no external debt. Look at that. This is that war crime that article is talking about. Bombing civilian infrastructure. This provided, again, water to the 70% of the fresh water in the country. They bombed the Great Man-Made River in 2011. As Richard points out, a war crime. United Nations Human Development Index provides a summary measures of health, ed, and income. Ranked number one in Africa, 2010, year before this. The U.S. and NATO committed so many just egregious acts and war crimes, right? Now it's 53rd out of 189 countries. 53rd, yeah. Power cuts, healthcare systems collapsed, no infrastructure, plummeted. After 10 years, Libya still doesn't have a functioning central government. So I might have been mistaken when I said they don't have a functioning central government now, but as of 2020, they didn't. And it's nowhere near as capable as the one that was in place under Gaddafi pre-2011 U.S. and NATO intervention. Open slave trade markets. Okay, so this is what they turned the country into. Yeah, again, Saddam Hussein, the U.S. once considered an ally against Iran. Entire Arab leadership was executed by hanging, yet we sit on the sidelines. Why? Any of you might be next. Okay. Why did Gaddafi had to fall? Supported independence, national lib movements right across the world. PLO, Irish Republican Army, IRA, Black Panther Party, United Arab State. This is what I'm talking about. 2009, he proposed that African nations adopt a single currency, the gold dinar. Central bank, 100% state-owned. Use get away from the dollar and the franc. Yeah, so he wanted to get away, from the dollar being the world's reserve currency, and if that were to happen, that would have huge consequences for the US's, economic power and just, hegemonic, basically, status. Look at that. The plan to provide alternative CSA franc was one of the factors that influenced President Sarkozy of France, a decision to commit France to attack on Libya. Yep, same thing. If they got rid of the franc there, it would minimize, almost cut away France's, influence on the country. There we go. So just a little bit there. Richard Medhurst did a really good job highlighting what the West, NATO, the US took away from, the people of Libya with that intervention, with that illegal war, with those war crimes that they committed. Very high standard of living, free education, healthcare, gas, electricity, very cheap, very good infrastructure. And again, like Richard Medhurst pointed out, Gaddafi's biggest sin was wanting to have a single African currency, the gold dinar, which would have really limited the influence, that the U.S. monetary, as a reserve currency would have played. Same with France. So it was never about, human rights or promoting democracy or any of that fucking bullshit that leaders and the West like to say it had everything about, control and hegemony and making sure that Libya was just another country that was going to be under the thumb of the US, empire. So again, Bernie, Biden, Obama, shut the fuck up when it comes to Libya unless you're going to try to atone for, supporting those war crimes that you guys helped perpetrate back in 2011. These grapes doesn't really show up because that background, but absolutely incredible. Peace, much love, all part of the people.